Okay, so you have your prompt for your persuasive research project, which is how can people with my passion pursue and practice that passion, and what's the best way to do that? So before you select a topic, you need to do some brainstorming. So you have both a blank version of this in a Word document. It might be difficult to write in, so you may need to print it and handwrite. That's what I had to do. And you also have my version that I filled out. So I'm going to kind of talk through how to go about doing this. So there's my name. It's all about my grit. And I started up here at the top. These are all things that were covered in um, the the podcast and the video that you watched about grit. So the first thing is my interests slash things I'm consistently curious about. So I thought about myself and what do I like to do? What do I kind of like to read about on the internet? What do I find myself Googling about? What do I constantly come back to? So for me, it was helping others. I like to help people I love, young people, people who are in tough circumstances. I like storytelling, movies, TV, and I'm super nerdy too, and I like watch DVD commentaries of movies, which not everyone does. Teaching, so obviously I chose that as a profession. It's something that consumes a lot of my time, and I also really like leadership and organizational structures, like how do businesses run and what's the best way for people to work together. And then this other one is social justice. So all the isms, racism, sexism, whatever. I like the idea that people should be treated equally. So I have a lot of interests and things that I'm curious about. Um, then, after I did that, I came over here and I thought about ways that I either currently practice or could potentially practice my interests. And you can see that my brainstorming got kind of messy. So, because some of these things, it looks like fit in with multiple passions that I have or things that I'm interested in. So back in high school, I was in Key Club, I volunteered, and that fit in with helping people, teaching, leadership. I tutored at-risk students that would with helping others and teaching, and really with social justice. I volunteered to teach Sunday school. That's teaching. Um, I like to spend time searching Pinterest for new ways to present information in class. That's part of teaching. In terms of storytelling, I watch DVD commentaries, I read. So I'm thinking about all the things I've done in the past and things I currently do. And then for social justice, participating in civil disobedience and things like that. Okay, so once I've done that, I moved on to this one, which is purpose of my interests or how my interests connect to other people. So I had to think about these things that I'm interested in and the ways that I practice them, and how does that connect me to the people in my life or people in the world. Teaching, I felt, was obvious. I didn't even write anything. I give money to people in need that related to the social justice. Um, so I try to persuade people to vote or to act when things are not going well from my perspective. Um, I connect with other people about stories and I share my own with an audience. So, like, for a while, I was blogging or even just like updating Twitter or Facebook, is writing and storytelling. Um, and I'm also connected to people um, by improving systems within an organization. So making sure that everyone's happier. That relates to this one up here. Um, by kind of making things flow more. So these are the ways that my interests connect me to others, and it gives me kind of more purpose for pursuing those passions and interests. So then I had to think about this one over here, ways that I have hope or positive feelings about my interests. And that was a harder one for me because I was like, how do you have hope or positive feelings about it? It's just something you like. So for teaching, I like that I feel like I can see a difference when my students um, learn. The money that spend helps people, makes me feel good that they're doing well. The storytelling part is fun. I love watching movies. I love reading books. I like telling stories. And then the systems thing, it makes me feel good to see that people are feeling better when things are working more smoothly. So here, I really started to kind of narrow down what it is that um, I'm the most interested in. And you can even see in my punctuation, it's fun, exclamation point. This is the thing that I really wanted to kind of pursue for my topic. So at the bottom, after you fill out all those boxes, you're going to do questions I have about what I brainstormed. If someone knows he or she wants to help people, how do they decide how to do that? Does helping have to be the career or can it be a hobby? When I was young, blah, 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 was this the most effective choice that I made? What are some other ways to help people? Can storytelling help people? How? So basically, all these questions that I came up with, now I have to decide how I'm going to make kind of all these things fit into the prompt that I was given. And the prompt is about how can people pursue and practice a passion. So, based on everything I have here, I mean, I could talk about teaching. I know a lot about it, but I think that's boring to my audience. So, I decided I'm going to go with storytelling. How can you practice and pursue storytelling? And is it possible for it to be like a career choice? Can it make you money, or is it just something that you're going to do just for fun? So all that brainstorming took me maybe 20 minutes. But I feel like am more in touch with what my own passions are, what things I'm gritty with, and I have a really good idea for my research now. So complete the blank brainstorming page. You can turn this in by taking a picture of it when you're done, email the picture to yourself, and then you can submit it to Google Classroom. And once you've completed the brainstorming, you're ready to move on to the next step.